It's also interesting because you have to fill the bottle at such a cold temperature. What happens, again, science is so interesting, is that what happens after that is that it comes out of the filler and it's really cold. Well, over the threads so that it seals, and then you can unthread it, and that's how you open it. So on all of our bottles, it's a twist top as opposed to a pry top. So there's a lot of different things that you can do, but anyway, we use that, and so this will go on. And then we have one more problem we have to overcome, and I want to explain that to you because really it's also interesting. Because you have to fill the bottle at such a cold temperature, what happens, again, science is so interesting, is that what happens after that is that it comes out of the filler. You can't see it, but the bottles are upside down at the middle of it, and then they right 180 degrees, it goes back the other way. And up on top, that's where we dump in all the crowns. And you can't see it, it's on the and have corn maze and farm fun. That's open for usually the middle of September all the way through Halloween. We're open. So those are two pieces of our business, but this is really kind of the backbone of what we do. This is. Would you like to taste some? So what we'll do is we'll go back in the store and so different. Sir. Okay. Of course. Yeah, well done. All right, so that's root beer. And that's our biggest seller. We
Cheers for you.
Thank you. That we'll try next, and it's well, I'll just let you try it before I try to describe it. I won't ruin it for you. If you like ginger brew, there's going to be some here, so come grab it.
Heavily and so prominently. Second being poaching, which was recently popularized by American dynasty Cecile the Lion. You guys hear about that story? The reason why I traveled to Africa is because I heard about Cecile and then what happened there. Poaching is prominent. We're going to talk about more when we get down to the lions, but it's happening to these guys as well. It's one of the reasons you'll never see a white tiger in the wild, not only because it's a rare mutated recessive gene, but it's also they'll be poached before you can blink. And then third being Chinese medicinal purposes. So in China, they believe that every part of the tiger can cure things or has medicinal remedies. They'll actually take the bones and ferment in alcohol and make a wine supposed to give you power. Does it really give you power though? No, that's kind of, but that's what their culture believes in. It's been around for decades, the practice that their ancestors started, and it's still prominent today. Activists and conservationists, they can't come over to their homeland overnight and expect them to change until they can't practice their culture or their religion anymore. And so it's very hard, and that's when education comes into play. Now, how we started, our founder Billy and our co-founder Shelly Tooley, who's actually on that memorial behind you. You see on that rock display, she's holding that baby tiger. That baby tiger is Clarence, we'll talk about him later on. They were actually donated by Betty Jo, who had a sanctuary of her own, who donated 7 tigers to us. So you saw inside that taxidermy, you saw that Bengal tiger, that was Leonard, who's part of our original 7 tigers out here. Of our original 7, all have since passed away, but we do have the genes on site because we had one litter that was born here. We're not a breeding facility, but we have Mohan and Raja and Clarence. Clarence died when he was younger of a neurological disorder called pica. Have you guys heard of pica before? It's where you can't decipher between what's food and foreign, so you eat foreign bodies like wood, plastic, rocks, things that these guys understand. It's fun to tear up, not so much to eat though. And that becomes a foreign object in their gastrointestinal system, which can cut up the lining and stuff. And he had surgeries, but he ended up keloiding, which is when you develop a really large mass of scar tissue and can't pass it away. And that tiger at this size, you're not going to be able to pull a stick out of their mouth. So unfortunately, that did happen. But with that case, we still have team for orange fur, and now codes for white instead of orange. So it's recessive, like blue eyes, blonde hair is recessive. Hi guys! Have y'all been here before? Awesome, well my name's Raina, I'll be your tour guide today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. One thing is that you're very close to them on about a 2 to 3 day basis. Right now, Journey has access, so she's actually the tiger on the end. She's out in the habitat right now, so when we walk around, we'll see it. Our habitat's about an acre and a half, from the size of a football field. There's a pond out there, a creek. It's really really awesome. And so we'll see that today. But we rotate them. Sometimes they'll have access to the habitat and they won't even go out just because they like the enrichment and the stimulation of being up here with people they're bonded to, and also seeing your kids. Your kids look like chicken nuggets. And so they'll stay up front. And then you'll have other tigers who are actually itching to go out, or they want to go out, and we'll rotate them based on their personality as well, which is really cool. But yeah, we have what habitat you'll see today. So right now Journey has access. She's out there. She loves the habitat.
And you get them back in?
You just call them. Sometimes they'll already be in. Yeah. Or if it gets close to feeding, you can shut them out and then you can switch them out. About 2 to 3 days, depending. Sometimes they'll stay out there for a little longer. Sometimes they'll stay out there for a little less. It all depends on their personalities too, based on the situation. So yeah. Oh, they're so talkative. So there's 2 ways that they have positive communication. They make that chuff, that sound, and then they moan. It sounds like a cow. Alright, now next we'll go on to his girlfriend, Caliana. Caliana here is 3 years old, and biologically she's actually full-blood sisters with Olivia and Sundari down here, which is a year older than them. So when we got Olivia and Sundari, we got them just because we had just 2 tigers who had passed away at 20 and 21, Ariel and Sissy. So at that point we had the space and we wanted more tigers. And so a facility we worked through with Indiana called Wildlife in Need, they actually had just had a litter and they offered 2 girls to us, which she's on supplements for now. But over time she did need to be re-retired, and that's where he came to give her up to us. And so when we got her, the reason she's over here is when we first get a big cat or any animal for that for in general, we put them on quarantine. So we'll make sure they're healthy, they're preventative, they're comfortable, so that they're not super anxious, because it is a new place when they first get out here. She's been here for 2 years now, and we will make sure they're stable, because being out here during feeding, you can't go out and play that long. Because like the rest of them can't. And so with her, we do a lot of now it's summer, we put these big troughs that look like
Habitat loss is a big one. 93% of their habitats are gone. And it's from people going in and needing more food.
Not cool big cat meat. That's why a lot of times I want to show you.
Dad, you want to see some other ones?
Are you doing a tour? Alright, so right here we have Sandy. She's in careful. He can jump up to 12 feet in the air. If you believe it, you can actually not hear him at all because he's so nimble with those tiny little paws. The reason their population is so great is because of 2 major factors. One, they're an ambush predator, which means they wait for their meal to come to them and then they attack. So like how you wait for the pizza delivery man to come to your house and then you eat the pizza, give or take. Now, they have 2 different stories on why we got them. The one's batting on, that's Midge. She's our female. Midge, we got her. They're like an old retired couple. Midge, so what's really funny is that she can climb up there and go up top there and hang out really cool as we evolve into be a larger conservation or conservatory. Casey, his story's a little different. Amanda said, you know, a goldfish is a pretty important pet. I'm not into dogs, I own a bobcat. I've been working with animals since I was 5 years old, so I'm not going to just tell you, hey, please don't own a wild animal. I'll tell you why you shouldn't own a bobcat. 2 major reasons. First, they've got a foot fetish. They love your boots. So when you go in there, both of them, even though there's 2 bobcats and I have 2 feet, and they both will have a foot that they're loving on and drooling all over, they'll start competing for each other, or competing against each other for another foot, and they'll start climbing up you. Fun fact, I don't want bobcats climbing up me, and so a lot of times when we're in here, we'll never stop moving. That's why I move all the time, because we don't want them laying on our feet. Another in Georgia about 2 years ago, he's 7 now. Bear with me though, because I try to remember all their birthdays and I don't even know my mom's birthday, so forgive me stuff a little bit. So, Forrest here, he came from Atlanta, Georgia, from a breeding facility where he didn't get along with the female, and we females, we typically run the roof, so he kind of got kicked out. And he needed a home. Unfortunately, not that home was us, and we've had him.
I grew up with little red foxes, the little teeny ones. That's what we have.
First we're walking up, I'm like, is that a Pomeranian in there?
Yeah, it looks like. That timber wolf? Yeah. The white one? Over there I can see. And then they actually sit there and play.
There. She actually challenged him for leadership and won. So she was pack leader for about 3 years. Her brother Lakota is currently pack leader. And one day I had about 50 people here and I'm feeding the room.
I love you too. Okay, we'll watch that and then we'll walk around and see the others and then we'll leave.
That's Kenya. She's an African serval. There's another serval over there by our caracal, but he might be inside right now. He's inside that beige structure.
Feed it.
She went from there to here, and then when we got dry,
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit over here.
she was like 6 months old when we got her. How's this house? Mine actually would have probably a little less than 6 months. Because I know those two are south.
You want some brush? You won't get this. Not right away.
I would like that. Look at that. Dude, like that.
There's that son of a coast. Oh, you're healing. You're healing. Good. Good.
I see. Yeah.
Cats to the end.
Yeah.